Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. I hope you're doing well. So I ordered a collective from V.F.X. Just came today, so I'm going to do a quick look at it, unbox it, have a look. I need to do some work on my chair. I need to make a bracket and do some welding and bits and bobs to mount it to the left hand side of my chair. So I'll do all that in a minute. So that's the box it comes in, just so you know. That's the size of a collective and a grip. So come with a grip, and I'll put a link up, a bit of video, and I'll show you the type I've got. So that's what it comes like. Yeah, expensive import duty to the UK, 80 something pounds. Ouch. But there you go. So I already took it out. So that's the box. It comes in another box with 4 kilos something. I think it said 6 kilos on the box actually. I did read it somewhere. Might have been on the packing thing. So about 5-6 kilos. Pop it open because I don't want this video to be massive. Type of thing. Been waiting for 2 months. So why do I want this then? It's because I fly an Apache. That's all I fly, nothing else. I even know I've got F-18 and A-10 and stuff like that. I'm not really interested in that. I'm just interested in learning Apache. So that's what it looks like. They've just fell out. I don't know if you can see there. Go back a bit. Okay. I do one at a time. So that's how it comes packaged. Take it, that's the grip, and then that's the collective, and there should be some cables and things. So we'll have a look at the grip first. I'll just pop this on the floor. So if you pick up the grip or the stick separately, this is what it'll come like. It's quite light, plastic. I think I got the which one did I get? Is it the Black Hawk? I think so. There's nothing else in, get rid of that. Yeah, I think it was the Black Hawk. It looked the best, although I'm not really bothered. Nice to get a Apache one, but you can guarantee next week they'll do a Apache one. Now what else in? Yes. Oh yes. Yes. I don't know why that's clear, but it's got a metal front plate which has been got a bezel on, which is the same as the I've got a warbird base and mongoose. I'll show you all that setup later on. Trying to get that focused in. Metal at the back. Sometimes it focuses, sometimes it doesn't, because there's that much at the back, so sorry about that. Back. Yeah. Looks pretty good. We all know what this looks like because we've seen it that many times. But it looks pretty good. Professional, so professional. Okay, so it looks like, first of all, a bit closer now. Let me just move the camera down a bit. Screw this up, I think. Okay. In fact, I'm going to make it a little bit bigger. Yeah, that's alright. I'm happy with that. So the first impressions is it's not that light actually. It's that the head part's a little bit heavier, which is all the button switches. It feels good. Fits in my hand perfect. and quality looks good. Okay, so let's have a quick look at the buttons. I'm just going to have a quick feel. Okay, now on the trigger. It's exactly the same as the Mongoose trigger, and all the buttons feel same, so they're obviously using the same buttons. That hat there, this is a 4-way I think, or is it 8-way? Oh, it's 8-way. I'm not sure, but I think it's 8-way. And that one at the top, that's definitely an 8-way switch. Yeah. And then this big center one. Okay, let's go through them. So we've got this red button, which is a single click, and that illuminates. This bottom one, engine RPM, it says increase, decrease engine RPMs, is up, down. It's a 3-way, so it's up, down and in, which is handy. This top one, which is a searchlight, that's 8-way, clicky in and 8 positions. I'll verify that in the software. And then you've got a switch, momentary switch, up and down. It's really in a perfect position for me. First stage, second stage, and then we've got another hat at the bottom, which I don't know what that one's for. I'm not really sure what they're supposed to be used for, but that's another 4-way and a clicky switch. Yeah, and then this big one in the middle, which is perfectly positioned, that's a clicky in. So click in, and it looks like a 4-way, but it could be an 8-way, I don't know. It's got 4 arrows on, up, down, left and right, so I assume it's a 4-way. It doesn't seem to. It does go diagonally, and then you've got a thumb hat switch there, which is the same as on the Mongoose, which is click down, 4-way. Yeah, exactly the same switch, exactly the same markings, and then the trigger, which is feels exactly the same as on the vertical Mongoose. This one's like, it makes a duller sound. This is more clicky, but this one's more dull. Hold on, might be 2-stage. There's a spring and then a click, where this is only a 2-stage. It might be, I don't know, probably just a 1-stage. I don't know why you would need it. Plastic looks excellent. It's all molded complete, one mold round the top. Metal base screwed along there. Feels good. So let's have a look at something else. Very pleased with that. Can't wait to get this going. Little box. Get rid of that. Bag of Allen key and a couple of cams, and I'll give you some little clips. You know, like you can clip the cable up and everything. Yeah, it comes with 2 cams. Not sure which is which, but I'll soon sort that out. And then cable. Oh, that looks like a nice long cable. I can't get focus, man. So USB, and then that's just standard one. it looks like. Oh yeah, yeah. Okay, got you. I was like, why is there two there? But yeah, obviously there's two USBs into there. So that looks excellent quality. The rubber cable seems feels like a normal USB cable, but it feels quite rubbery, which doesn't seem cheap. Okay. Oh yes. It's a mallet. Expensive mallet. Yes, I've been 2 months I've been waiting for this. Let's select a bag in there. It looks like a cannon. All metal, aluminium, bolted on, cables at the back, metal nameplate, little rubber grommets, so get the angle of the light right, little grommets so you can adjust the tension. Straight away I'm going to put a counterweight on. Big counterweight, tilt the tension right down so it's just easy, less wear, everyone's happy. So you've got USB and your auxiliary if you wanted to add like a switchboard or something, which I would get. I just don't want to wait another 2 months. Been looking for second-hand ones. Yeah, so it's not a great deal of movement, but once you add that on, it's going to be about another 7 inches or something. You're going to get a decent throw. So I don't know what cam that is, we'll have to have a look, but it feels smooth. And obviously it's going to be bolted to my chair like that. Yeah, right, so what more can I say about that really? It's got some markings and then indents into the aluminium so it locks in, so you can lock it at different positions so it's not sliding all over the place. And I assume that one doesn't have the knob, so I don't know what that's for. Maybe for a different grip. But there's little notches in there which you assume would lock into there to stop from moving, but don't know. But there is a little arrow telling you which way to put it in, which is good. And these are for your tension. I'll open this up later. I just want to try it first and get it working. So what we're going to do is, now I need to make a bracket up because my chair's, I'll show you the chair. I can't see it there, but it's like an office chair. I really like this chair, I don't want to change it, but I've had to take one of the armrests off, which I'll show you later, and there's a space, so I need to make a plate to go on, so the plate goes like forward and in, so I can move this back and forward to get the right angle, and also I need the right height. I can't do that now. I mean, it's not rocket science, it's going to be just a plate which attaches to it, to allows me to move back and forward, possibly in and out, but mainly along, and then it goes to the chair, just like a L-shaped bracket. Oh, it looks like, oh, I've just noticed that. It looks like these, there you can see there, them little holes there, there's like a little 5 of them, 4, and then the center one. That's so you can swap the angle. So if you wanted that longer, you can swap it around. Oh, it's good to know. Yeah, because I was contemplating on buying, there's a bracket where you can buy, and it wouldn't fit my chair, so I was like, I have to make something. Yeah, right guys, so what I'm going to do, I could put that on and show you that really good now. So there's a little arrow there which I'll put a little bit of paint on just so I can see it, because I always find it difficult to see. I think they should use like some proper markers. There's another little arrow on this one. Hard to see because it's all black. Yeah. I hate putting these in because I just don't trust the pins. Oh, that's it. Yeah, I don't like taking it, putting it together, taking the bits. I don't like doing that. Once it goes in, it stays in. So that's going to be, it's left-handed thread, so it tightens going left hand down. Looks pretty sick. Oh, this is going to make life so much more pleasurable than using the, I'm using a Warthog throttle, which is okay, it works fine, but I just want to put my hand down to the left to do that, because that's what you're supposed to do, and that's what I want to do, so that's why I got it. I didn't opt for the throttle grip there, even though I've got a UE, and I just thought that it was £100 more. I thought, would I really use it, because I just set the gas, set the power to fly, and that's it. So what I will do though is I'll 3D print something. In fact, I've just noticed the one I ordered was white, silver all the way, so this has come anodized, not just paint, it's anodized. So I'm so glad, because it looks better, because I was going to print like a 3D print a black handle to simulate the twist grip, just so it looks a bit better, but I don't think I'll need to, because that looks pretty cool. But who knows. So right guys, what I'm going to do is I'm going to crack on with this bracket I need to make. Pull it to the chair, and then I'll do a look around, show you it, get it connected, have a flight, and then let you know whether I like it or not. But so far it looks great, fantastic. But I need to get the tension off here so it doesn't cause too much work. I don't like the fact that it's such a small diameter. It's about 1 inch diameter bar, which is the bit that goes all the way through, holding all that like 2 foot of torque. So there's a lot of pounds on there, I mean, a lot of torque, and that has to be cranked right down, possibly on, it feels like plastic it's on, like plastic bushes. It's not metal on metal, that's plastic, which is fine, you can just replace the plastic bushings. But if I can take the tension down, stick a counterweight on so it's balanced, because we all like to be balanced, don't we? We all want it to be balanced. If I can get that balance, come on, balance, you can do it. We all want it to be balanced. That's what it's all about, because it means that it's going to be smoother and easier to move, and it won't get that stiction. Not that that's got any, but maybe in a few months it might. Okay, right guys, so I will be back shortly. Alright guys, so I've been down and made a bracket up. I'll show you it here. So that's the bracket I made up. I know it's a bit of a mess, don't worry about the weld. it's far strong enough that whatever needs to be that. So this bracket, I played, all the holes are already in, apart from these 4 and a couple of these, like that one and that one, I think, and the other ones I tried to match up and I elongated them a bit. I just couldn't get away with it, so what I'll do is I'll fill them in with weld. So I'll just fill these in, the ones I don't need, with weld. Not that it makes any difference, I spray it all black. But it's about 6mm plate. It was off a chair, so this actually went, this part was sideways and come up. It was the bracket off the chair actually went that way. Anyway, so your chair went on here in the back, and the chair went up. So I just kept it, just was a bit of plate. So that's going to go like that on this side. And this part goes into the chair. This part goes to the back. Oh, sorry, it's like that. So it goes like that. And then, well, you can see. I'll show you it. Ugh. So, just give it a second. That's going to be like that, I think. And then that's going to bolt. It's awkward. I can't see if the light's rubbish in here. That's going to get bolted on like that. I was going to move it back and forth, but what I've done is I clamped it up, and then I worked it out so where my hand was, that felt right where it was, not too far forward, not too far back, like that. That's how I done it. And I just tap these, so they're going to go from the other side. The bracket's going to sit on there and bolt it down to there. Might be a bit long, but it doesn't really matter because there's nothing underneath. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to bolt this on the chair now, and then we'll see what it looks like, whether it's crap. One other thing, which I didn't plan on, it doesn't sit like that, it sits like that, because of the way the chair is. Now I could put some washers underneath to level it out, but what I'll end up doing later, I'm not doing it now because I want to get it working to try it. I'm going to cut along and then stop, and then I'm going to twist it, if you know what I mean. So I'm going to twist it so it's flat and then weld that back up. But that'll do for later on, so I'll be back shortly. Right guys, so I bolted the bracket on. Hopefully you can see that and make it out when it zooms in. Okay, so hopefully you can see that. These holes here and the holes there, they were already in, so I'm not bothered about them, but I'll just fill them in. I've got like bolts here. I can't get that one in because it's too close. You can see where I've marked it. It's too close to there, and it's strong enough. I mean, this plastic would break before that would break, so anyway, it's fine. I'll see how it goes anyway. And you can see I need to bolt the other bit on now, so I'll show you that next. Hi guys, so it's the next day now. I finished this yesterday, by the way, so it took us, I don't know, half an hour or something to find some bits of scrap and make something up. But as you can see, it's all connected up. I plugged it in, it's all working. You can see the little light there. That's all the way down, that's all the way up, and it works out absolutely perfect for me. Now it's super smooth. Obviously I can feel it's easier to push down than lift up. It's more tension because it's not balanced. So I'm going to make a balance counterweight, which is going to come off this end and stick out there. Yeah, but I'm going to do that later. And the wires, I've just put them all up loose just to try it out. Comes with a massive long extension cable, possibly, I don't know, 10 meters or something. Long, far longer than what I need, but it's fine. So that's what it looks like. It all works. What I might do later on, I mentioned to cut this and twist it a little bit, but it's working okay. I've mapped a few. I've mapped a few things to the controller. So I've got my night vision and my polarity switch and a few things. I'm not using this yet. Not using the trigger, not using the hat here. So I've got loads of buttons, far more than I ever need, because I'm using a couple of stream decks as well. But just thought I'd show you this. It looks fantastic. Yeah, it's super smooth. What I'll do is I'll jump in the seat, position this so you can see, and just so you can see it working. Okay, let's pop around here. So when I take it out, I've got plenty of slack. That's all I need. just enough to get my leg in. Put back to the floor. Get myself comfortable, which is about here on the pedals. Let me just move my camera so I can okay, you can see I've got my pedals there. Go down a bit further. Can't really see me. Now I've got the cams so there's no center detent. It's perfectly, you can't feel anything, there's no center point, which is what I like, but the spring's strong enough that it goes back to the center. Yeah, and it gets more tension to get right over. It's like quite strong there. So the hover part, which is going to be in that radius, I would say just that, it's super light, but then it gets more tension, so that's working great. I'm going to make up some little brackets to hold this to tighten it all up, but just to try it out, so don't worry about that. Let me just point it down again so you can see it working. So that's my position where I have it. That's all the way down and that's all the way up. Yeah, if I did get the one with the throttle, that's where the throttle would be, but to be honest, I'm not going to use it. It would be interesting, and I think I keep saying to myself, should I have bought that one, but it was £100 more, and I thought, well, do I really need it? I mean, if I was flying the UE, which I do fly, then yeah, it's automated, so it's got its own governor, so it's nice and easy, nice and smooth. Now the cable, obviously it's a little bit in the way, but it's not too bad, to be honest. I don't know if you can see the back. I'll just move this up and down. The weak point is going to be this point, this on the top, coming out of here. Moves a little bit. It doesn't move at all. So what I'm going to do is get like a piece of, like on the end of extension cable, where it's like flexible piece of tubing, just so it minimises that bend. But saying that, you're not this all the time. You'll take off and you might adjust it like this. So I don't think that'll cause any bother at all. The only thing I'm not really keen on is this wire runs across from there, but it's fine. I can swivel the chair, and I've got access to all my buttons, everything's. But I need it, like say, I've got that for my, this far one which is engine RPMs, I've got that for my night vision, so I can switch the night vision on and off, and I can increment and increase and decrease is for the sensitivity of the night vision. And then I've got, I can't remember now, I was only doing it yesterday. I think this is the pin vids on and off, and tabs, so I can look through that. I might make, I prefer more single switches rather than like these model rods, because 3 switches would be better. So yeah, because I've got the Stream Deck, it's a lot easier to just go over to the Stream Deck and just go gain up and down, night vision and stuff. And I'll show you that later. I might do a video of that if anyone's interested. But this one's just to show you this. So what we're going to do now is I'm going to pull up a game, have a little flight, just so you can see movements and things. And I'll put this up on the screen so you can see this and the game, and you can also see me movements and stuff. Do I really need to show you the software? I don't think I need to. It's exactly the same processes for controls for everything else. And the VPC software actually shows the Thrustmaster and the Thrustmaster pedals. It's all in the same thing, same type of stuff. So we'll be back shortly. Okay, right guys, I don't know what happened there. OBS had a little bit of a moment and it was recording in black and white for something or some reason, or it wasn't true colour, so I added this little bit just to make up for that. So just flying around in the Apache, 74 knots, and altitude is about 90 feet, 100 feet. It's super easy, nice and smooth. The collective it just feels right. When you get something, it just feels right. Like I was using the Warthog for the A10, or the Warthog stick and base Thrustmaster, and it was okay. I took the springs out and it was fine, smoothish. But then I picked up a Repel warbird with a mongoose stick, and oh my god, it's just like, what? I can't believe the difference. It wasn't great at first, but once I changed the cams, it's just night and day. Far better, especially for a helicopter. So we're just coming in for a land here. So 25 knots. Altitude drop around 150, 140 and so on. Trying to find a point of impact. Yeah, I've kept the throttle, the Warthog throttle, because it works fine. But changing over to the verbal stuff, it's just like night and day. And now adding this collective, it just adds to the experience. Now I do use Thrustmaster pedals, and these are fantastic. I would recommend the pedals 100%. There's nothing wrong with the Thrustmaster joystick. It's just this is better. The Verbal is better. And for flying helicopters where you need that dexterity, that smoothness, finesse, like less is more type of thing, I would recommend it. A big tanker there. You see the point of impact there is getting a bit high, so I'm just trying to put myself where I want to stop with that point of impact. A little bit further forward, because there's a bit of grass there. And 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 4, 3, 2, and touchdown. Wasn't the best landing, but like I say, it's only the first time I've used it, so I'm really impressed with it. Got a bit too much handful of torque, but it handled it okay. You've got more movement, so even though it's linear and I haven't put any curves in or anything, it's almost set perfect. You can see the top left how much collective I'm using. Now it freezes E for something because OBS has got stuck for some reason. It's not the game, it's not anything else, just OBS. So you can see the collective there, it's pretty much on that red line, but you can't see, but it is actually moving ever so slightly. So I'm bringing it back up to 150 and just try to maintain. Apologise for my head movement, it's a bit too much. I am going to dumb down the softness of the track here when I get time. But when I'm playing the game, it's fine. It's only when it records it looks a bit sharp. Let's blow a few things up. What's that over there? Tanker. Out of constraints. Back into constraints and boom. 30mm, lovely. Obviously you only get 300 rounds. I've got it set at the minute just to like unlimited, just while I'm playing. I just get things worked out. But if I'm doing a mission, I just set it to real. The reason why I haven't done a great deal of missions is because I'm not ready for the missions yet. I want to be able to fly, navigate, day, night. So later on I'm going to set up a scenario where I can take off in pitch black and use the pin vids and also the NV night vision stuff, and then also be able to add and take away waypoints and waypoint markers. Radios, I've got no clue how to use the radios. I can turn them on, change frequencies. I don't think it's actually set up for in the missions. It's only for online, isn't it, where you're talking to your buddies and things. So I will set up that. Oh, train. Rockets. Not the best rockets. Seems to be maintaining quite well. Can't see for the smoke. Cool, back to guns. Coming around for a final pass. Yeah, you can see me collective and my cyclic moving all over the place. Because there's no indent in the center of the collective, cyclic, sorry, it's just effortless. I haven't done no bore sight, so I'm overshooting a little bit. Set to 1.5, 1,500 meters. Auto. I haven't even set the auto range, so it's all just manual. So really, I need to set that up. It's just to see how this collective works. So yeah, the quality was fantastic. It's metal, apart from the grip, but the tubing and all that's anodized with metal grips. Can't blow them up, so there's no point in showing them. Hopefully you get a sense of how my flying is. I'm a total noob, so I've probably got about 10 hours in on this. Probably had about hour and about 9 hours before I even got the guns working. I wasn't really interested in the guns. I just want to be able to hover, take off, land. Obviously, if you're taking off fully loaded, it's going to be, it might not even take off. You might have to use the runway and get some forward momentum before you can get into the air because of the weight. And obviously altitude, so everything's modelled. So if you're in somewhere where it's hot, cold, it's going to be different. Engines are going to work harder in somewhere hot, high altitude. But I couldn't do this before. I could just come in there and hold it there. It's quite windy. Look at the windsock in the distance. At the edge of the runway there's like a windsock, and it's like, yeah, I haven't checked the speeds, but it's quite windy. Right guys, I think we'll call it a day there. Hope you like this video. Give us a thumbs up, give us a like if you liked it. Any comments leave below, and I'll catch you in the next one. Thanks for watching.